welcome to Hero Villains. Thank you for always watching and supporting the channel. Who do you think will win, Sentry or Darkseid? Sentry possesses immense powers including superhuman strength, speed, flight, and energy manipulation. His abilities are often described as equal to or superior to those of characters like Thor and even the Hulk. He also has a form of cosmic awareness and can manipulate molecules. Sentry's powers are tied to his mental state. He has struggled with psychological issues, including a darker personality known as the Void, which can sometimes reduce his effectiveness in battle. Darkseid is one of the most powerful beings in the DC universe, possessing superhuman strength, durability, and intelligence. His Omega beams can disintegrate or teleport opponents, and he has immense cosmic power. Darkseid is also highly intelligent and can manipulate reality to some extent. Although extremely powerful, Darkseid can be vulnerable to some magical attacks and has been defeated by beings with the right power or tactics. Before we dive into the analysis, please hit the subscribe button and remember to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thank you very much. Darkseid, Lord of Apocalypse, the embodiment of absolute terror, the pursuer of the anti-life equation, is the greatest nightmare the DC multiverse has ever faced. He is not just a god, but an invincible entity, destroying all hope with a single deadly Omega gaze. His very existence means destruction, with worlds suffocated in eternal night. But if there is any entity that can stand against such limitless power, it is the Death Seed Sentry, the most terrifying version of the Sentry, resurrected by Apocalypse and enhanced with dark energy. If the Sentry was once light, he is now unstoppable rage. No longer torn between good and evil, no longer afraid of his unstable ego, the Death Seed Sentry has only one goal: to destroy all who stand in his way. Darkseid, whose name evokes despair and doom, is not only the ruler of Apocalypse, but also the worst nightmare of the multiverse. Not a mere villain, he is a conquering god, the embodiment of inevitable destruction. With his goal of obtaining the anti-life equation, he desires control over all life. No one in the Justice League can take him down alone. Superman, though a symbol of hope, has been crushed by Darkseid's brutal fists many times. Wonder Woman, a proud Amazon warrior, can only hold out against his godlike power. The Green Lantern's cosmic warriors armed with the power of will, Darkseid is not only physically superior but also possesses the Omega Beam, a destructive weapon that can erase anyone from existence. He does not need an army to sow terror. He is the end of the world himself. And when he comes, no place is safe. Darkseid's Omega Beam is one of the most terrifying weapons in the DC universe. Possessing unparalleled destructive power, it can teleport or completely erase enemies from existence. Few entities can withstand the Omega Beam, and once targeted, the chance of survival is almost zero. Darkseid also possesses superhuman defenses. He has survived multiple confrontations with powerful cosmic entities like the Anti-Monitor and endured planet-destroying explosions without being harmed. His near-indestructible body, combined with his extraordinary intelligence, makes him one of the most dangerous enemies anyone can face. Darkseid is also a master of telepathy with the ability to control minds, manipulate the consciousness of others. He can shape matter at will, fire destructive energy beams, and even resurrect the dead, turning them into loyal warriors. Death Seed Sentry, formerly Robert Reynolds, became a terrifying entity after being enhanced by the Death Seed by Apocalypse. This change not only increased his physical strength, but also caused him to lose complete control, becoming a mindless machine of destruction. If the original Sentry was already one of the most powerful entities on Earth, this version far surpassed all previous limits. With his mutant strength, Death Seed Sentry easily overwhelmed formidable opponents. He once threw a punch that sent Thor flying across several planets, something very few individuals could do. Even when facing the most powerful gods head-on, Sentry was still able to defeat them without much difficulty. His terrifying attack power, incredible speed, and near-limitless endurance made him a nightmare for anyone who dared to confront him. Death Seed Sentry also possessed terrifying regenerative abilities. No matter how much damage he has sustained, he can quickly regenerate, making complete destruction nearly impossible. With a blend of overwhelming power and mental instability, Death Seed Sentry becomes an uncontrollable threat, even more terrifying than his former self. Darkseid Sentry possesses not only unparalleled strength, but also incredible speed. He moves faster than light, creating space-time warping effects during combat. This makes it nearly impossible for opponents to keep up or react to his attacks. Sentry's every move is devastating, turning the battlefield into a storm of devastating energy. Even when struck head-on by Thor's most powerful weapon, Mjolnir, he still stands and continues fighting as if he has never been harmed. Even when decapitated, Darkseid Sentry can quickly regenerate his body, rendering any attempt to destroy him futile. Darkseid Sentry also possesses terrifying supernatural abilities. He can control objects with his mind, alter molecular structures at will, and fire destructive energy beams. His combination of speed, strength, resilience, and the power to manipulate matter makes him an unstoppable being, far beyond the boundaries of destruction. Darkseid and Darkseid Sentry are both incredibly powerful entities. In theory, Darkseid is superior due to his long history of combat and cosmic battles. He has faced powerful entities such as the Anti-Monitor, Spectre, and even the entire Justice League without showing any signs of being outmatched. With his superior intelligence and the power to manipulate reality, Darkseid is not only a destroyer, but also a fearsome strategist. However, in terms of pure power, Darkseid Sentry is a challenge that cannot be taken lightly. He demonstrated overwhelming power when confronting Thor, a god who possesses both combat experience and the legendary weapon, Mjolnir. When he can easily defeat Thor, it also means that Sentry is strong enough to surpass Superman, who is often considered one of the most powerful superheroes. Darkseid relies on his godlike abilities including Omega Beams, mind control, and matter manipulation, while Darkseid Sentry possesses limitless physical strength and immortal regeneration. Darkseid lacks true superhuman speed, but he makes up for it with ruthless calculation and the ability to strike precisely when his enemies are off guard. Thanks to his superior intellect and millennia of combat experience, Darkseid can easily disable those faster than him, rendering their speed meaningless. Darkseid Sentry, on the other hand, is the embodiment of true speed. Not only can he move faster than light, but he can also turn the battlefield into a chaotic vortex where his opponents have no time to react. Thor, a seasoned warrior, was completely disoriented when facing Sentry, demonstrating just how terrifying this speed is. Sentry also combines speed with destructive power, launching attacks that can destroy entire planets in an instant. Darkseid may have the speed to counter it, but will that be enough against an opponent who can pierce space in an instant? If he can't find a way to stop the Sentry immediately, even the Tyrant of Apocalypse could be crushed by this storm of power. Darkseid is seen as the embodiment of absolute power, but he is not invulnerable. Wonder Woman has impaled him with her magic sword, Superman has severely injured him on multiple occasions, and even Batman, a human without superpowers, has found ways to harm him with clever tactics. Subscribe to the channel, it helps us a lot, and moreover, you will see great videos every day. You are the best, thank you very much. Darkseid Sentry is almost an indestructible entity. Any damage he suffers is healed in the blink of an eye. Sentry's power is also clearly shown when he overwhelms Molecule Man, an entity that can manipulate reality at the molecular level. The scary thing is that Sentry can even reverse the destruction, but due to his lack of experience, he has to ask Owen Reese to do it for him. Darkseid Sentry also possesses terrifying offensive power. In the battle with Scar, who is approaching the state of World Breaker, they created a huge source of energy enough to wipe out several city blocks in just one fight. With brute strength and almost absolute immortality, Sentry is an unstoppable nightmare. Darkseid's Omega Beam is a fearsome weapon that can not only destroy matter, but also erase anyone from existence from the timeline. Not many enemies can withstand this power, as once targeted, the outcome is almost certain to be completely erased. However, the Darkseid Sentry is a rare exception. He has stated that his soul cannot be destroyed, making erasing attacks meaningless. Even when removed from the timeline, the Sentry can still return, making him a virtually immortal entity in the truest sense of the word. The Darkseid Sentry is not only a machine of destruction, but also an entity that can defeat Molecule Man, an entity that can control the molecular structure of all things, proving that the Sentry puts him on par with cosmic-level entities, even rivaling the Phoenix Force, one of Marvel's ultimate sources of power. The disparity between Sentry and Darkseid becomes even more apparent when considering the fact that Superman has defeated Darkseid on multiple occasions. While the Tyrant of Apocalypse possesses godlike powers, he has limits and has fallen to the Man of Steel's pure strength. Meanwhile, Sentry is not only physically superior, but is also faster than light, has instant healing, and possesses near infinite durability. Even the absorbing man's atoms were shattered when he tried to equalize his power with Sentry. Even when he tried to commit suicide by going to the sun, he simply regenerated faster than benign dissolution. Considered a god by the void, an immortal Sentry with the power of 1,000,000 ghosts is considered a god to demons. Even the weapons of death cannot do anything to him. Darkseid has and can do a lot of things, and I'm sure I missed some, but even without taking Darkseid's true form into account, his avatars and the like have shown a lot of power as seen above. The Sentry is really powerful, and the Void is a fearsome villain, but they can't stand up to Darkseid. The Sentry defeating a weakened and insecure version of Molecule Man wasn't enough. The Void has shown the ability to beat the Hulk like he was nothing, and has ripped Marvel Ares in half, although not as impressive. The Sentry can defeat an avatar of Darkseid like Superman did. The Sentry can basically bring himself back to life, even after being destroyed on an atomic level, so there's not much a Darkseid avatar can do to defeat him. Against the true Darkseid, however, the Sentry would stand no chance, as the true Darkseid has multiversal reach and can only be defeated through the combination of Radiant, which is potentially fatal to the new gods. He has demonstrated a small portion of his power by lifting a helicarrier with the assistance of Miss Marvel and Wonder Man, stopped Celestial Exotar from crushing the Earth by lifting its leg with the help of an empowered Rogue, though he was later seen carrying it alone, was also seen toying with Thor with ease, sending him flying with punches that created shockwaves felt throughout the planet. He tore Carnage apart with little effort. Sentry is considered by mutant Emma Frost to be one of the most telepathic beings on Earth 616. He is somehow resistant to Rogue's mutant touch, easily defeated and broke the axe handle of Terrax, a herald of Galactus said to be strong enough to cleave planets in half, severely beat and nearly tore apart a female Ultron, and easily broke Doctor Doom's shield. In Sentry's first miniseries, Spider-Man, in a moment of reflection, recalls that Sentry fought and stalemated Galactus at some point. Here's what happened when Darkseid faced Galactus. Darkseid, despite all his power, nothing could harm Sentry for long. A merged Sentry is much more dangerous and has almost no limits. Let's see Sentry win. But what do you guys think? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this fight. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Follow me if you like. That's it for today's video. Thanks a lot.